My friend Will and I are kind of on a mission this morning. A couple of weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago, we discovered a tent out here in the desert. It's a big tent, a fancy one, expensive one, with all the gear and things around the campfire ring like somebody was just there. All brand new stuff, but no one's been there. Today's video is about community. It's not about the suburban community or the neighborhood you might be accustomed to. It's about the community of people that choose to spend their time living out in the desert, in their RVs, in their vans, in their tents like the one behind me. This video is about this tent. This tent has a story to tell. It's situated beautifully here in the Sonoran Desert. And it's a beautiful little campsite. The road that goes by here is four-wheel drive road. Hardly anybody ever goes through here. And this is just a perfect place to spend your time. I first noticed the tent when I was out riding my bike the very first day that we camped in this area. We're camped about a mile away. And I rode down through here, just checking out the back roads and having fun riding around. Rode by the tent the first time and didn't think much of it. A couple days later, I rode back again and I stopped and looked at it because it's a big tent, it's an expensive tent, and nobody was around. A couple days later, our friends Will and Becky from Montana showed up, and I mentioned the tent to Will because I knew he'd be passing it. This is a nice loop that we do from our camp, and I knew he'd be coming by here. And Will started keeping an eye on the tent, and the days went by, a week went by, now we're up against 2 weeks, and nobody ever came here. Nobody came to the tent. But everything is left outside like somebody had just stepped away for a hike, or maybe just a walk in the desert. Finally, Will and I couldn't stand it any longer, and we needed to know what was inside the tent. That's an REI tent. It's huge. It's a 3-room tent. And all new equipment. You can see the boxes are still in the fire pit that just from opening up new equipment. And their water is out, their little coffee table. It's just like they just left for a walk or something. Look at this. The chair there.
Gourmet coffee under there, and tags still on the bag on the side.
Yeah, and there's a brand new stove, and their water, and this tent that we don't know what's inside. But there's been some severe windstorms since it's been here, and that's kind of tore some things loose. We did talk to a neighbor that's within sight of this tent, and they said that quite a while back there was a young lady here, and there may have been a guy, but they're not sure about that. Anyways, this has been like this for a couple of weeks.
You got wet.
Oh, looking for a shipping label maybe, huh?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, those boxes could be right out of the store though, yeah?
Brown, that's the chair, for the chair. And expensive stuff in here.
Will says he can see backpacks and things inside, but you know what, you guys, we're going to open the door and look in because this has been going on for quite some time.
Oh. Looks like a microphone, like a. You'll have to look in here. I can hold this.
Yeah, I'm going to go open the door. You can't see past. There's a ukulele case there or something. All their stuff. Clothing. I see guys' stuff here too though, it looks like. Okay, I'm actually going in because we gotta know. Hello? I put my camera down. Wow. All their stuff here, and there's one more room beyond this, you guys. Here's a cot. Food. All their equipment, hats, and one more door. Shoot. Oh, you know what? I think that other door is yeah, so this is the only door, this is the only room, yeah? So this other door just goes outside. It's a yeah, water jugs. Well, that's a relief.
What is that, a microphone?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a, evidently they maybe play music and record sound or something. Wow.
Well, here's another shipping
That's a
box.
relief.
Another shipping box from Amazon. It probably has your name.
Huh. Oh, man. Yeah, there's a ukulele in here. No label? Oh, there. There. Oh, I can't show that on camera. Okay.
That ship.
Yeah, let me take a picture of that because we can give the name and everything to the sheriff's office. Hang on a second. Well, we're not going to touch anything here, and we'll give the information we just got to the sheriff's office. Yeah, I didn't want to go inside there, but I felt I needed to. It's pretty strange. If you're going to leave your camp and go somewhere, you'd put all your stuff away. And you certainly wouldn't leave all your expensive stuff out here in the middle of the desert for weeks on end either, so. Anyway, yeah, we've seen enough. Will had already called the BLM, but we talked to 2 other camps coming in here, and they never saw the BLM drive by, so. But if you're watching this video and this is your camp, we're sorry we intruded, but we're just concerned for you, that's all. Well, we refastened the torn out tent stakes on both sides. And you could see that the people knew what they were doing. They dug a drainage ditch around this tent, but they left evidently just before the rain started, because we were here when it was pouring down rain. And there was no rain before that, but yeah, I hope they're all right anyway. But why would you leave your musical instrument, your recording equipment, all this stuff just here behind? Why would you do that? Why would you just walk away and leave your stuff out? If you knew you were going and you were going to be gone, you'd put all your equipment, at least put your equipment and stuff inside the tent. It literally looks like they went for a walk, or he or she went for a walk, whatever. Huh. Something happened though. Will is talking to the sheriff right now and giving him the name that we came across, just in case it comes up in their office for whatever reason. I did not want to go in that tent, but I'm glad I did now. It's because Will's been checking on this every day. He rides the bike through here and does the back roads and comes out through here, and he checks every day. So it's been in our conversation for the last, 10 or 12 days or whatever. And so I'm glad we checked it out this far anyhow. The strange things you find in the desert. So the days went by, and Will kept riding by here, and he got pretty concerned, and he decided to call the BLM, which he did, but he couldn't get through to anybody. I suggested that he call the sheriff, and he did, and it is a jurisdiction problem. If there's a crime that's been committed, the sheriff will show up right away, even though it's on BLM land. If it's a 911 call, the sheriff will show up right away. This was neither. It was a strange situation, but it wasn't either of those. So the sheriff got a hold of the BLM, and it took like 3 days before we finally got somebody out here. Will had to call I don't know how many times and get put on hold and everything. In the BLM's defense, to them it was just probably another camp with a cheap Walmart tent and an old mattress losing its stuffing and a bunch of rubbish that somebody just abandoned, because those kind of places are all over out here, just abandoned, trashed camps. This one was different. So with the possible name of the person who was here and who owned the tent, Will finally got a hold of the BLM, and they sent out a ranger, and they came back here and did a check on things here, and they agreed that it was just too strange and nobody would leave this behind. So they did some investigating, and here's what they found. So the person's name was Shane. I won't mention his last name, but they found him in a hospital in Phoenix, and he couldn't get back here. So I think he was relieved to find out that people were watching over his stuff. And I mentioned the part about community is because it wasn't just Will and I, it was another camper in the area here that started keeping an eye on things. And they're camped, they're closest, I guess they're about a quarter mile away, but they're on the road leading into here so they could watch. And they also helped. And now, I think that Shane's friends are coming back out here in a few days to pack this all up and take it back to him. In the meantime, the community will be watching out for his things. So thanks to the people here, the nice people that are watching out for other people. What I intend to do right now today is go ahead and burn these things, which Shane had intended on burning. I'm going to put his valuables inside the tent so they're protected. Yesterday when Will and I were here, we restaked the tent where it had come loose so that the wind couldn't damage it. And we'll just keep an eye on it now until Shane's friends get out here and take care of this. And Shane, if you're watching this video, you probably will never see it, but if you are, I wish you a very speedy recovery and God bless.